Hello YouTube, welcome to a State of the Games report for this February 2015, where we take a look at the current status of Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. Now, why do I compare these two games? I often catch a lot of flack in the comments section because they're like, one's pre-alpha and the other one's a release game. How can you compare them? They both started their Kickstarter campaigns Q4 of 2012, both initially had very similar developmental timelines. That's where I base my comparison off of when I pledged for these games. So, Star Citizen up first in February 2015 because there's frankly not a whole lot to report here. They released version 1.02 and 1.03 respectively. Basically, these are bug fixes for version 1.0, balancing passes, things of that nature. Probably the biggest thing to come out of Star Citizen this past month has been the announcement of Rex, which really wrecked some people's impressions of the game. This is a new currency that will be introduced for version 1.1, which looks like it'll be upon us soon. I think a lot of people are expecting March. I think that I would say April would be probably a safer bet given past experience, but it could be in March, could be in April. But at any rate, the whole idea between Rex or rental equipment credits is for players to have the ability to fly an Arena Commander, be awarded for it, and then be able to rent various other equipment for limited periods of time based on the in-game currency earnings. This is a mechanic that probably comes out of some of the worst of free-to-play games out there. You can see it in games like Battlefield Play for Free. That's where I've seen it personally experienced. Other people have been comparing it to War Thunder, where now you have an in-game currency like Silver Lions versus Gold Lions that you have to pay cash for, because if you want to permanently unlock any of these ships or weapons, you have to buy them with real-world cash, or I guess you could say technically UEC equivalent, which in this case is real-world cash right now. Where a lot of the complaints come is from folks who have spent hundreds of dollars buying, frankly, the best ships, the best weapons for Arena Commander right now, and have enjoyed a significant advantage over the plebeians just flying their Auroras and getting their asses kicked. Now this gives the guy who just has an Aurora the opportunity to test out and fly other ships, although they have given trial periods before, you know, the 300 series, the Mustang series. I don't know if they've done the other Aurora models or not, Hornets, things of that nature, and I hope they continue to do those free test drive weekends. They needed some sort of mechanic in Arena Commander because it did have this play-to-win or pay-to-win feel to it as of right now. Also, if they really want to legitimately test how things are going to work, they needed a way for people to earn these ships, even if it is just temporarily for Arena Commander, in order to get a wider variety of people in different ships, different configurations, figure out maybe if you put XYZ combo together, they don't work, or become super overpowered because of some glitch in the software that ordinarily maybe you wouldn't see so many people using that configuration if it was, you know, not available unless you had to spend real cash. Now, if you want to permanently unlock things, yes, you do have to spend the real money to do so. But this was always in the plan. There had always been a plan to have some sort of temporary credits in the dogfighting module in order for people to test some of this stuff out. And so I don't know why some of the people are complaining as much as they had about it. It was going to be a necessary, I don't want to say evil, but a necessary thing to do for testing further on in the game, and I'm glad it's going to be there. We'll have to see if the times and things like that work out. I think it's about 15-20 hours of gameplay to unlock a, let's say, a Hornet. I may be just off on these math. I'm only barely taking a look at it. And that could be a complaint that some of the times are unrealistic. I doubt I'm going to be spending 15 hours to unlock a Hornet anytime soon in Arena Commander. There's some other things, personally, I'm waiting for them to address and get to before I really look into playing Arena Commander in any type of serious form. But that's basically Star Citizen. Now we're going to move on to Elite Dangerous with the release of version 1.1. 1.1 was a significant milestone patch as it redressed some of the combat versus trading balance issues, and we found out that FDev didn't have the economic background sim turned on for these first couple of months. which was kind of a big boo-boo, and hence made trading, quote, the only profitable thing to do. Since they've done that, a lot of the highly profitable trade routes dried up virtually overnight, and a lot of the traders are mad about that. But they also introduced community goals. We got our first round of that, and there's been several different goals. Build capital ships, build stations that are kind of aimed more at mining / go find metals at stations and bring to the location. Combat goals, which seem to be fulfilled fairly quickly now. That's led to some very good community rewards. You got 20% off ships and outfitting at a particular station for doing one of the combat. I think it was BD plus 03 to 338 or something like that, or 2883, I can't remember the exact numbers, but at any rate, you could get 20% off ships, which is rather significant if you're buying a major credit ship like anything, a drop ship, Python, Type 9, Anaconda, all of those. 20% off is a significant amount, especially when it's 20% off outfitting on top of that, provided the station had all the A-rated stuff that you necessarily needed or wanted when it came to an Anaconda. Basically, you can outfit a basic trade conda for about 170 million net worth. With the discounts, you could outfit a decently respectable combat conda for about the same amount of money. So that helped a lot of people get into condas relatively sooner than they had been expecting, and that's an example of a great community reward. The only problem I have with the community goals right now, and that needs to be addressed, and some people feel that the whole solo versus online open play modes need to be addressed, because if it's going to be a community goal, people need to be forced to do it in open play, as far as I'm concerned. Because there's no way to win these objectives doing it in open play if you and 6 other commanders are sitting there trying to compete for the same kills. You have other commanders coming in just wanting to engage in PvP and play spoilers for everybody else, force them out, play the other side, as it were, as far as role-playing terms go. And you don't have none of that in solo mode. In solo mode, in fact, I remember after about the first day, the list of the top 5 people, all of them were in solo mode. And I know a couple of them, and the others we had never seen out in open play in any open play instance. So that's how they were farming so many kills. They had their Anacondas or their Pythons, and they were just killing everything in sight in a solo instance where they weren't competing with anybody else. They didn't have to worry about other people coming in and playing as the other side. So if you're going to have community goals, I almost feel that you need to play and do those as part of the community in open play. I know that there are a percentage of folks who I only want to play in solo mode. That's fine. The other thing that they should address is if you're going to be playing in open play, there's a significant amount of risk involved when you're going up against other players who are playing as pirates or what have you. Now, with the introduction of NPC wings coming up in March, solo mode players may not find it, the Care Bear Essential types, this is not Elite Care Bear, this is Elite Dangerous. And I think some of these solo players are going to be enraging on the forums and on Reddit and other medium when all of a sudden now they're not being interdicted by a lone eagle, they're being interdicted by 4 eagles, and they end up dying a lot more in solo mode. Because, quote, they've been ganged up upon, and how is that fair? Well, it's Elite Dangerous, not Elite Care Bear. Suck it up and deal with it. Maybe that will be the stick that forces more people to play in open play, because maybe it will happen less often in open play because of the risk of other players. Or I would prefer FDev to dangle a carrot out there for playing in open play, maybe a 10, 15, 20% bonus on literally every activity that you do. When you trade in open play, you get a bonus for docking up and selling your goods. Whenever you get a combat bounty or a combat voucher in open play, it automatically awards you 15, 20% more. So if you're going to kill, let's say, a Viper that's worth 5,000 credits in a combat zone, it rewards you with 6,500. That would make open play more attractive and get people who are willing to say, you know what, it's now worth it because I can earn X amount of credits per hour. In a Type 9 trading in open, I would be able to earn probably an extra 500,000 to a million credits an hour, depending if that was a 10, 15, 20% bonus for playing in open play. And I don't think that there should be necessarily a stick to force people out of solo mode, so much as I think that there should be carrots for playing in open mode. And that's probably one of my biggest complaints. People that have a really good trade run and they see somebody else on it, and maybe it's a great trade run if you have a type 7, but they have a type 9 and they're going to kill that trade run in a day or two. You interdict them, you kill them, warn them not to do your trade run anymore, and their approach is, oh well, I'll just go to solo and continue to do that trade run. And since solo play and open play, the economic universes are connected to each other, they're still going to drain your trade run. So, or there could be other people who are just playing in solo play who are draining your trade run. They're basically engaging in market PvP, for lack of a better term, without having to engage in actual PvP. So, there's some elements there that Elite really needs to look out. And probably the other problem Elite has is with its client-side peer-to-peer architecture. The cheaters are starting to come in using particular applications, and I don't know what they're going to do to address that, but that's something else they're going to have to look at. So, thank you very much for watching this State of the Games video. I'll see you next month. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.